Today we are comparing a dollar account and a Kenya shillings account. Which one makes you more money, or which one will make you more money? I've been meaning to do this video and I'm happy that today we are here. And I want to make this video very interesting. We are going to have two scenarios. Scenario number one, we are going to be it's a person being paid in dollars and had to choose between a dollar account and a Kenya shillings account. That means that they would have to convert their dollars to Kenya shillings for them to invest in a Kenya shillings account, okay? The other scenario is a person who is being paid in Kenya shillings and they would want to know which account would work better for them, would give them better returns, the Kenya shillings account or the dollar account. And in this case, they would have to convert their Kenya shillings account to dollars for them to invest in the dollar account, okay? Now that is our job here today. We want to see or compare these two to see which one is going to be making you more money, which one you should choose or which one you should invest in. And before we dive right in, this is not financial advice. I'm just working with the number given in the fund fact sheets of this fund. We are working with Mansa X because this account has a Kenyan shillings account and it also has a dollar account. Make sure you understand how the fund works if you are interested in investing. Also assess the level of the risk and do your due diligence on the company and also in this particular investment, okay? My name is Susan Juguna, a financial educator, and here at Study of Wealth, we talk all things money or finance, and our goal is to attain financial freedom. If that's your goal or if you have a similar goal, make sure that you join our community as well by subscribing to this channel. Now, I want to make this very real, and the only assumption here we are making is you invested your money in January 2025 and you withdrew your money in June 2025. Not the recommendation, but for the purposes of this video and the calculations, those will be our assumption. The rest, we are going to be using real numbers, or we're going to be using what the funds actually made so that we can see which one is better. And before I continue, I have received some feedback from some of you guys. You're telling me that the mic or the audio is a bit far from the mic, and really want to improve on this. So let me know in the comment section whether the audio for this video is okay. If it's okay, you can type the audio is okay. If not, please, you can type mic, because now I'll have to find a way to just make sure that the audio is improved. All right, thank you so much for the feedback. This is what makes me improve my content and also improve what I'm doing here. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you for that. So we are going to use the returns for Q1 and Q2 2025. That means the lock-in period would have been over, because now these are 6 months and it will be fine for us to withdraw. All right, and the need to withdraw is because that's when you convert the money back to the original currency. That is the reason why we are looking at 6 months, because I wanted this to be as real as possible. All right, now for the exchange rates, we are going to be using ones from 1st January 2025 and 30th June 2025. So those are the exchange rates or the FX rate that we are going to be using. For the amounts, we are going to be using $2,500 for the dollar account and 1 million for the Kenya shillings account. Basically, because when we use 250,000 Kenya shillings, when you convert it to dollars, it won't amount to the minimum required for the dollar account. So we are going to be using $2,500 for the person who is earning in dollars, and for the person who is earning in Kenya shillings, you're going to be using 1 million Kenya shillings. Then you're going to track through Q1 and Q2 of 2025 with the actual returns and also the actual FX rates, okay? So now let us go to the calculations. So our first scenario, we are working with dollars, so we are being paid in dollars. So the minimum, we are going to be working with $2,500. That is the minimum amount required to invest in a dollar Mansa X account. So we have two options. So the first option is to invest in the USD account. So in this fund, the Q1, the returns were 3.14%. So at the end of this first quarter, in our account, we'll have $2,578.50. In Q2, we compound now. We are going to be using these $2,578.50 to calculate the returns for the next quarter. So in the next quarter, the returns were 3.47. So when we subject our investment into this, our account will have $2,667.94. So that is the amount that we'll have after the 2 quarters in our account, in our dollar account, okay? Now, the second option is investing this money in our Kenya Shillings account. But remember, we are being paid in dollars, so we have to convert first this amount to Kenya Shillings. So first you convert the $2,500 to Kenya Shillings, and the exchange rate that you're going to be using is 129.3 Kenya Shillings per dollar. So when we convert, we get 323,250 Kenya Shillings as the initial capital. We put this into the Kenya Shillings account. So the returns for the Kenya Shillings account in the first quarter was 4.89. So at the end of the first quarter, our account will have had 338,078 Kenya Shillings. And for now, for Q2, we use this as the initial capital. For Q2, the returns were 6.05%. So when we subject our investment to this, our account will have 358,564 Kenya Shillings. Now, in June, we need to withdraw to get the value back in dollars so that we can compare the returns for this investment. So the June's rate were 129.5 Kenya Shillings. So when we convert, we get $2,768.25. So this is the amount that you're going to have at the end of the investment in the Kenya Shillings account. When you convert back to dollars, we'll get $2,768.25. So the winner in this contest, yes, is the Kenya Shillings account with an extra of $100. That's like 3.7% more. All right. So that is, so in this case, if you're being paid in dollars compared to a Kenya Shillings account, you have made better returns if you invested in a Kenya Shillings account as compared to investing in a dollar account. All right. That being said, let us go to our scenario number 2, where we are being paid in Kenya Shillings, and we are going to look at how much you're going to be making if you invested in a Kenya Shillings account and compare that with if you invested in a dollar account. And in this scenario, we are using 1 million Kenya Shillings because the minimum amount required is in the dollar account is 2,500, and if you used 250,000 Kenya Shillings, it would not exactly get us to $2,500. So we're going to be using 1 million. So we have 2 options again. The first option is to invest this money in a Kenya Shillings account. So in a Kenya Shillings account, these mathematics or these calculations are direct. So it's the first quarter, our account will have 1,048,900 Kenya Shillings. And in the quarter 2, after compounding, we are going to get 1,112,385 Kenya Shillings. Now, we go to our option B, where we need to convert, or we need to invest this amount, this 1 million Kenya Shillings, into a dollar account. So we'll have to first convert the 1 million Kenya Shillings to USD and now invest that amount into the dollar account. So the January rates again are 129.3 Kenya Shillings per dollar. After converting 1 million, we get $7,733, and we subject this to the returns. So the first quarter, you would have had in your account $7,976. We use this as our initial investment in quarter 2. When we subject that to the return, and in quarter 2, we get $8,253. All right. Now we need to convert this back to Kenya Shillings so that we see how much we would have had in that particular account in terms of Kenya Shillings for us to compare with the amount that we got in the Kenya Shillings account. The exchange rate that we'll be using is 129.5 Kenya Shillings per dollar, and to convert back, we multiply this with the dollars. So when we do the calculations, we are going to get 1,068,764 Kenya shillings. So for this scenario, the Kenya shillings fund had 1,112,385, and the USD fund had 1,068,764. And again, now it's very clear that in both scenarios, the Kenya shillings account outperformed the USD account, and given that the exchange rates stayed very stable, I would say that this was a clear definition or a clear comparison between the two accounts, because I know sometimes the exchange rate usually affects how much you're going to be earning in a certain account, but in this case the interest rates were very stable. They were almost the same, and it's not always the case. So in future you need to consider that as well. You need to consider the interest rates, but I'm glad that for this one they were almost the same. Now I decided to include the difference in where the USD and the Kenya shillings account money was invested, how they distributed the money in the USD account and also in the Kenya shillings account, for us to just appreciate or see where the differences came in. All right, and here is the table. Just go through it and see where there was a difference. And I would like to mention that past performance does not indicate or guarantee future performance, but from this we can learn a lot, right? And if you're interested in learning more about Mansa X, here is a video for you to watch so that you understand how this fund work and also the risk profile of these funds. If you're interested in investing in Mansa X, you can get in touch with me using this number, and I will also leave it in the comment section as well as in the pinned comment. So make sure that you reach out to me and I will guide you on how, or direct you on how to go about that. If you have a question, let me know in the comment section, and thank you so much for being here. Happy investing. See you in our next video. Bye.